All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
You know how much we love digging into those real-world business challenges, and today we've got a story that's close to everyone's heart. A local pizzeria facing some serious headwinds.
Pizza, who doesn't love a good slice? But yeah, this one hits home for a lot of small businesses out there.
Exactly. So we're talking about Maria's Family Pizzeria. Been a neighborhood institution for a decade, but lately things haven't been so cheesy, let's just say.
Yeah, competition's heating up, right?
Oh, it's like a 5-alarm fire out there.
Okay.
You've got those tech-savvy chains popping up on every corner,
Yeah.
and then you've got rising costs across the board. I mean, the price of mozzarella alone is enough to give you heartburn.
Not to mention, pepperoni's practically a luxury item these days.
Right. And Maria's, they're still rocking that old school way of doing things, phone orders, walk-ins, that sort of thing.
Yeah, in today's world, you got to be online. You got to have that app. You got to offer that convenience people are demanding.
Exactly.
And that's what we're going to unpack today, a practical 4-step hybrid strategy for revitalizing a struggling business. Like, how can Maria not just survive, but actually thrive in this crazy competitive landscape?
Right. It's not just about staying afloat. It's about taking things to the next level.
Exactly. And lucky for us, we've got this awesome in-depth strategy document that's tailored specifically for Maria's Family Pizzeria. But honestly, the insights here are pure gold for any business facing similar challenges.
Consider this your business transformation toolkit, folks.
Love it. So let's jump right in. Step 1, as always, is assessment. You got to understand the battlefield before you launch into action.
Know thy enemy and know thyself right.
Sun Tzu over here dropping wisdom.
Yeah.
All right, so the strategy document kicks things off with a good old-fashioned SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats.
Classic. But it's a classic for a reason. It works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are we seeing with Maria's Pizzeria?
Well, the biggest strength, hands down, that loyal customer base. She's built incredible relationships over the years. People love Maria. They love her food. They love the atmosphere.
You can't buy that kind of loyalty.
Nope. But you can definitely leverage it.
How so?
Well, by giving those loyal customers what they want these days, convenience online ordering loyalty programs, that sort of thing.
That's actually a perfect segue to weaknesses. The document points out that Maria's, well, let's just say she's not exactly embracing the digital age.
Yeah, no website, no online ordering, no mobile app. It's like she's stuck in a time warp.
And it's costing her big time. I mean, think about all those customers who are just going to order from the chain down the street because it's a few taps on their phone.
Plus, those third-party delivery apps, those fees are eating into her profits like nobody's business.
Like a double whammy.
Right. But here's where things get exciting. Opportunities. The document suggests Maria launch her own online ordering platform, take control of her destiny.
Cut out the middleman, boost those profit margins. It's a no-brainer.
Plus, she can start collecting customer data, personalize offers, build even stronger relationships.
Right. It's like having a direct line to your best customers.
Exactly. And the document highlights another huge opportunity, tapping into the growing demand for local sustainable ingredients. They call it the Local Heroes menu.
Oh, I love this idea. Sourcing fresh produce from nearby farms, artisan meats from the local butcher.
It's not just about pizza anymore. It's about telling a story, connecting with the community, supporting local businesses.
And let's be honest, people are willing to pay a premium for that kind of authenticity.
Absolutely. It's a win-win for everyone involved. But of course, we got to be realistic here. There are some serious threats out there.
Oh, yeah, the competition's not messing around.
Those big chains with their deep pockets and their marketing blitzes, it's tough to compete.
And then there's the succession risk. Maria's getting close to retirement, and without a clear plan for the future, the business could crumble.
That's like a ticking time bomb. So how do we take all these insights, all these strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and turn them into actionable strategies?
Well, that's where the next step comes in. But we'll save that for part 2.
You're going to leave us hanging like that. All right, fine. But our listeners have to wait to hear the rest of the story.
We'll be back soon with the next chapter in Maria's pizza-powered turnaround. Don't worry, we won't let you down.
Until then, stay hungry for success, folks.
Okay, so we've laid out the battlefield, right? We know Maria's strengths, her weaknesses, the opportunities she's got, and the threats she's facing. Now it's time to talk strategy.
Game on. Hit me with it.
All right, so the document dives into this thing called the TELWS matrix, which sounds kind of complicated, but it's actually pretty simple.
Break it down for us.
Basically, it takes those SWOT insights we just talked about and turns them into a game plan.
Okay, I like where this is going.
So it's like having a military strategist whispering in your ear, use the strength to exploit that opportunity or shore up this weakness to defend against that threat.
Ah, I see. So it's about connecting the dots, tuning those insights into actionable strategies.
Exactly. And one of the most compelling strategies for Maria's is what they call the O strategy.
So, as in strengths and opportunities.
Bingo. So remember how we talked about Maria's incredible community trust? And how there's this huge demand for local sourcing these days?
Yeah, those are biggies.
Well, the TOWS matrix says, hey, let's combine those two strengths and create something truly special.
And that's where the local heroes menu comes in, right?
You got it. Imagine a menu featuring pizzas like the Farmer's Market Delight, fresh seasonal veggies sourced straight from Farmer Joe down the road.
Oh man, I can practically taste it now.
Or the Butcher's Block special, topped with that incredible artisan sausage from Mike's Meat Market.
It's like a celebration of the community on a pizza.
Exactly. It's not just about the food anymore, it's about the story. It's about connecting with people on a deeper level.
And supporting those local businesses, everyone wins.
Exactly. Now let's flip the script and talk about the WT strategy, weaknesses, and threats.
Ah, yes. The not-so-fun stuff.
But just as important. So remember those pesky third-party delivery fees that were eating into Maria's profits?
How could I forget?
Well, the WT strategy says, hey, why don't we just cut out the middleman?
By building her own online ordering system.
You got it. It's a bold move, but it could be a game changer.
I mean, think about it. No more hefty fees. She controls the entire customer experience,
And she can start collecting that precious customer data.
which she can use to personalize offers, run targeted promotions, build those relationships even stronger.
It's all about taking control of her own destiny.
Right. Love it.
Yeah.
So we've got the TOWS matrix giving us those strategic moves, but how do we actually put all this together into a coherent plan?
Well, the document goes a step further and sketches out this thing called a business model canvas. Think of it like an architect's blueprint for Maria's transformation.
Oh, okay. So it's like a visual representation of her entire business model,
Exactly. It maps out everything from her key partners.
which would now include those local suppliers and those tech vendors for the new online ordering system.
Right. To her key activities.
Like sourcing those amazing local ingredients and managing that awesome online platform,
to her value proposition.
which is now crystal clear. Authentic, tech-enabled family dining without those crazy third-party fees.
It's a beautiful thing when it all comes together.
So we've got the foundation,
Yeah.
we've got the blueprint, but businesses are all about growth, right? Where does Maria go from here?
Well, that's where the Ansoff matrix comes in. It's a framework for figuring out your growth strategy.
Okay, walk me through it.
So for Maria's, there are two main areas to focus on: market penetration and product development.
Market penetration meaning getting more sales from her existing customers.
Exactly. And remember that revamped digital loyalty program we talked about? That's a perfect way to do it.
Give those loyal customers some love, some exclusive deals, maybe some personalized birthday messages.
Make them feel like VIPs. Now, on the product development side, think about creating some new offerings that really appeal to today's families.
Give me an example.
Okay, how about family meal bundles? You know, pizza, salad, dessert, all for a special discounted price.
Perfect for those busy weeknights when you just don't have time to cook.
Exactly. Plus, it boosts those average order values.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're penetrating the market, we're developing new products. What else is in this growth toolkit?
Okay, now here's where things get really interesting. The document talks about this concept called the blue ocean strategy.
Blue ocean strategy. What's that all about?
So imagine a vast blue ocean, wide open, uncontested market space.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Now contrast that with a red ocean full of sharks all fighting over the same scraps.
Ouch, yeah, that's a different vibe.
So the blue ocean strategy is all about finding those uncontested markets where you can create demand instead of fighting for it.
Sounds peaceful.
It is. And for Maria's, it means offering something that those big chains just can't replicate.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, picture this weekly experience nights at Maria's.
Experience nights. I like the sound of that.
So one night it's trivia night, another night it's a pizza making class for families.
Oh, man. That's brilliant. It's not just about the pizza anymore. It's about the experience.
Exactly. It's about creating a sense of community, a destination that people want to be a part of.
And it's something those big chains just can't replicate. They're all about efficiency and standardization.
Right. But Maria's, she's all about heart. She's about connection. She's about creating something special.
So we've got the strategy, we've got the vision, we've got the excitement, but how do we actually make all this happen?
That's where step 3 comes in execution. And trust me, the document doesn't disappoint.
Lay it on me.
Okay, first things first. We need a way to prioritize all these amazing ideas and turn them into manageable steps.
Sounds like we need a project management tool.
You got it. And the document suggests something called Hoshin Kanri.
Hoshin Kanri. Say that 3 times fast.
Don't worry about the name.
Yeah.
It's basically a way to align everyone in the organization around a few key strategic goals.
Okay. I'm listening.
So, the document suggests setting some ambitious but achievable annual goals for Maria's. Well, how about reducing operational costs by 20%?
That's a big one.
It is, but it's doable with the right strategies in place.
Okay, I'm liking this.
And how about growing digital sales to 30% of total revenue?
That's a bold target.
It is, but think about the impact on those profit margins once Maria's not paying those third-party fees anymore.
All right, I'm convinced Hoshin Kanri it is.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we start with all this?
Well, the document highlights one key priority for Q1, launching that in-house online ordering system.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the foundation for everything else.
Exactly. And they suggest using an agile approach to development.
Agile. What's that?
Basically, it means building a minimum viable product, or MVP, as quickly as possible, getting it out there in front of customers, and then constantly iterating and improving based on their feedback.
So it's like launching a rocket and then making course corrections along the way.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
It's all about flexibility and speed, which are crucial for a small business like Maria's.
Okay, so we're building this amazing online ordering system. We're streamlining operations. We're launching new menu items. We're creating those unforgettable experience nights. It's a lot to handle.
It is, which is why it's so important to have clear roles and responsibilities.
Everyone needs to know what they're doing.
Exactly. And the document suggests using something called a RACI matrix to do just that.
RACI, break it down for me.
So RACI stands for Responsible, Accountable, Consulted, and Informed. It's basically a way to assign roles for every task in the project.
Give me an example.
Okay, so let's say we're talking about those tech upgrades for the new online ordering system. Maria might be accountable for approving the budget.
Makes sense. She's the owner.
Right. But the IT consultant, they'd be responsible for the actual setup and implementation.
Okay, so everyone knows who's doing what and who's ultimately responsible for each piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. No confusion, no finger pointing, just smooth sailing.
Okay, I'm loving this. But let's not forget about efficiency. We want to make sure Maria is running a lean, mean pizza-making machine.
Ah, yes, efficiency. The document is a big fan of lean management.
Which is all about eliminating waste and maximizing efficiency, right?
You got it. And they even suggest holding a Kaizen event for Maria's.
A Kaizen event. Sounds intriguing.
Basically, it's a focused workshop where you get everyone together to brainstorm ways to improve a specific process.
So for Maria's, it might be about streamlining the kitchen workflow.
Exactly. Think pre-cutting toppings during downtime, optimizing oven usage, minimizing food waste.
It's all about finding those small but impactful improvements that can make a big difference over time.
And remember that DuPont analysis we talked about earlier. Even those small efficiency gains can have a huge impact on those profit margins.
It all adds up, right? So we've got Hoshin Kanri for strategic planning, agile development for our tech upgrades, RCI matrix for clear roles and responsibilities, lean management for maximum efficiency. We're firing on all cylinders.
We are, but hold on. There's one more crucial step.
Oh, there's more. I thought we were done.
Not quite. Step 4 of this hybrid strategy is all about monitoring and iteration.
Okay, so it's not just about setting the plan in motion. It's about tracking progress and making adjustments along the way.
Exactly. Implementing a strategy isn't a one-time deal. It's an ongoing process.
It's like tending a garden. You plant the seeds, you nurture them, you make adjustments as they grow.
I love that analogy. And the document introduces this amazing tool for monitoring progress. It's called the Balanced Scorecard.
The Balanced Scorecard. Tell me more.
So imagine a dashboard with all these different dials and gauges, each one representing a different aspect of the business.
So it's not just about the financials.
Nope. It's about looking at the business from multiple perspectives. Financial, of course.
Got to keep an eye on those profits.
But also customer internal processes, learning, and growth.
So it's a holistic view of the business's health.
Exactly. And for Maria's, the Balanced Scorecard might track things like the reduction in those third-party fees.
Which would be a great indicator of how well that new online ordering system is performing.
Right. And it might track things like customer satisfaction scores, order accuracy, employee training completion rates.
So it's about measuring what matters most and making sure we're moving in the right direction.
Exactly. Now let's talk about goals. We need a way to align everyone around a shared vision, right?
Absolutely. What's the big picture goal for Maria's?
Well, the document suggests this really awesome objective, becoming the go-to family pizzeria for tech-savvy locals.
I love it. It's concise, it's aspirational, it captures the essence of Maria's transformation.
Right. And to make sure we're actually achieving that objective, we need to set some specific, measurable key results.
Give me an example.
Okay, so one key result could be having 40% of all orders come through that new online ordering system by the end of the year.
That's a great way to measure progress towards that larger goal.
Exactly. It gives everyone a target to shoot for and a way to track their success.
So we've got the balanced scorecard for monitoring progress, and we've got those key results tied to our big objective. Is there anything else we need to know about this monitoring and iteration phase?
Okay, now here's a concept that I think is absolutely crucial for any business, big or small, PDCA cycles.
PDCA. What's that all about?
So PDCA stands for Plan, Do, Check, Act. It's a continuous improvement loop.
Okay, walk me through it.
So let's say Maria wants to try out that pizza subscription model we talked about earlier. The first step is to plan the pilot.
Figure out the logistics, the pricing, the marketing, all that good stuff.
Exactly. Then
Yeah.
you do it. You launch the pilot. You start taking subscriptions.
Then what?
Then you check. You gather data. You see how many people signed up, what the feedback is like, whether it's actually profitable.
Okay, so it's all about gathering data
Right.
and making informed decisions.
Exactly. And based on that data, you either scale up the program if it's a success.
Or you tweak it, or you scrap it and try something else.
Right. It's all about constantly experimenting, learning, and adapting.
I love it. It's a data-driven approach to innovation.
It is. It's all about being data-driven.
Yeah.
So we've covered a ton of ground in this deep dive. We started by assessing Maria's situation, then we dove into that awesome hybrid strategy.
We talked about execution, streamlining those operations, really getting things moving.
And then we wrapped things up with this crucial phase of monitoring and iterating, making sure Maria is staying on track and adapting to any challenges that come up.
It's been a wild ride.
It has. But out of everything we've discussed, what stands out to you is the most important takeaway for our listeners, especially those who are running their own businesses out there in the real world.
It's a tough one.
Mm.
There's so much good stuff here. But I think the biggest takeaway for me is that a successful turnaround isn't just about cutting costs. It's about finding that balance between efficiency and creating a truly unique customer experience.
I think you nailed it. It's not just about being cheap. It's about offering something that customers are excited about, something they're willing to pay for.
Exactly. Like investing in that in-house online ordering system. Not only does it save Maria money in the long run, but it also makes things so much easier for her customers.
Right. It's a win-win. And then you've got those innovative ideas like the local heroes menu and the experience nights. Those are the things that really set Maria's apart from the competition.
It's about being proactive, adapting to the changing market, really embracing that entrepreneurial spirit.
And it's about using data to make smart decisions.
Those balanced scorecards and PDCA cycles are game changers.
They really are. But at the end of the day, it's all about people, right?
Absolutely. Maria's loyal customers, her dedicated staff, the community she serves, those relationships are everything.
Couldn't agree more. So what are some actionable insights our listeners can take away from this deep dive and apply to their own businesses?
Well, first things first, take a step back and really assess your current situation. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities? What threats are you facing?
Don't be afraid to get real with yourself sometimes. And those frameworks we talked about, SWOT analysis, customer journey mapping, those can be super helpful for gaining that clarity.
Once you have that clear picture, then you can start crafting your hybrid strategy, that perfect blend of cost control and differentiation.
And don't forget about those tools we discussed, the TOWS matrix, the business model canvas. Those can help you pinpoint those key areas where you can make a real impact.
And don't be afraid to think outside the box, Explore those blue ocean opportunities. Find those things that make you truly unique.
Execution is key too. Prioritize those quick wins, but also have a long-term vision. For Maria, documenting her recipes and processes would be crucial for that succession planning.
Got to have that plan for the future. And remember, this is a journey, not a destination.
It's all about continuous improvement, right?
Exactly. Monitor your progress. Let data guide your decisions and be willing to adapt and iterate along the way.
And invest in your people. Empower them. Create a culture of continuous improvement because they're your greatest asset.
Wow, this deep dive has been packed with so many incredible insights. I'm feeling inspired to apply some of these strategies to my own ventures. How about you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm already thinking about how I can use some of these tools and frameworks in my own work. It's amazing how a little bit of strategy and a lot of heart can really make a world of difference.
It really is. So for those of you listening who are ready to take your business to the next level, remember, Acquisition Pro is the place to go for strategy and innovation. We've got the resources, the expertise, the passion to help you achieve your goals.
We're excited to see what you accomplish.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into saving Maria's Family Pizzeria. We'll be back next week with another fascinating business challenge and a strategic roadmap for success. Until then, keep innovating and keep those pizzas coming.